So round 3. So Sam Scaff, then the big lad, he's got to watch it when he misses with a punch, because he really cops for a counter.
Right! Move! Jab and move! Left hand up, jab and move! Jab and move, Sammy! Jab and move, Sammy! Rip them shot! Take his ribs out! Fire! Break!
Well, it looks like 2 falls and a submission if this keeps up, Jim, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in Witherspoon. I expected something a bit more polished. I think due to the opposition, and it's not the big event for him, although he seems to be trying to rev up a bit at the beginning of this round. I think maybe his corner had a word with him, but I think we're entitled to expect a little bit better.
Have a move, Sammy. Come on, have a move.
Now, I've seen Witherspoon box a lot better than this, I must say. Maybe it's just because of the awkwardness and size of the opposition, I don't know.
I think it's maybe just his mind. He's probably boxed for the world level so many times in this fight. He just probably hasn't got himself up for it psychologically, but he doesn't seem to be at himself. Through the motions a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he tends to do that. He has temperament trouble. He had a row with his manager, Don and Carl King, at one time, which he blamed the defeat against Greg Page. But there you are. Usually losers find excuses, Jim, as we know in the game.
Well, he's getting set for the big punch all the time. You know, you can see him setting himself and cocking the right hand, but he hasn't managed to land clean with it yet.
Apparently he's had a bit of a cold during the week, Tim Witherspoon. It just might have affected a little bit of the boxing. It shouldn't really be this bad as the WBC #1. Oops, it looks as though he's going to try that big right hand over. This fellow will go over like a tree. We're all called timber, I think.
See, he's looking for it now. He's cocking the right hand all the time. Just fiddling about with the left. No, not jabbing it out at all. Just looking for the right hand to come over. He probably got on better using a snappy jab, because I don't see how he could miss the big fella.
Right! Step back.
Well, it's taken his time to get back in the corner there. Terrible Tim. He's knocked out some big fellows in his time. James Broad, he defeated, a very big fighter, and the one we've seen here, Bone Crusher Smith, as you recall, defeated Frank Bruno in the last round of their fight. And Witherspoon has beaten both of those, and defeated Greg Page. And then Page went on to win the other championship, the WBA. And it was a memorable night, actually, for Witherspoon. There it is again now with the rundown of his record. He looks all of 6'3", but this fella's so big, he dwarfs over him, really. But as you said, I like fighting bigger guys because people feel sorry for the little fella. Can you imagine that? 16'9½", little fellas they call themselves these days. And you remember that night, as I said, he was burgled, Jim, while he fought Greg Page, so he lost $30,000 in jewellery and God knows what there. Round 4. Well, he's grunting and groaning a bit, Sammy Scaff. I don't quite know what that indicates.
Back, Sam.
Oh, he's having a bit of a go here. And he leans on there, Jake. Just merely make the shoulders ache there. That's a powerful man.
18 stone, yeah. He's a monster. But Witherspoon hasn't been able to land very many clean punches since the first round. He landed a couple of good shots in the first round. His timing doesn't seem to be spot on.
Yes, I thought it was a slight delayed action there, Jim, wasn't there? The sort of overarm punch, downward arc as it landed by the look of it. It's giving him the it's not really a mandatory 8 under British rules. No, he's going to stop it, I think. He won't like that, Sammy Scaff. He takes a bit more than that. And John Coyle's decided that this fellow's looking a bit glassy-eyed and so forth. He's being a bit compassionate. And his big second there looks almost as big as the fighter. I think perhaps because he realised he didn't have too much chance anyway.
I think Coyle stopped the fight.
Posing for pictures. That's pity he didn't pose a bit like that when he was boxing with Witherspoon. Apart from the final punch, it wasn't too impressive. So let's have a look now, Jim, at this punch coming in now. The big arcing right. He'd shown that early on. It was obvious he was going to do it. This with that one. There it is. Bingo. Put him on the side of the face, actually. Then he decided to go down and almost have a bit of a rest. Have a look at that from another angle then, the final punch, Jim.
Yeah, it was a good punch. He just missed his whisker with a few similar punches, but that one got him all right.
Over he went, and the ring shook, but really not the best performance, that one, from terrible Tim Witherspoon.